Do not play this recording if you are driving a car, operating machinery, or doing anything else that requires your full attention. This recording is hypnotic and comes to you from Therapies for Change with Joe Biggins. Therapies for Change accepts no responsibility for the use or the misuse of this recording. Why are you taking this journey at this time? Is it curiosity? A mining exploration for inner wisdom, or perhaps real transformation or change? Sit or lie down and close your eyes. Set your intention now. What would you like to gain, or lose, or change, or discover? Set your intention, or let your wise and caring unconscious set it for you. Now. Because you're going to dream, a dream like you've never dreamt before. Perhaps a lucid dream, but an important dream. And I will give you the pieces, but your unconscious mind will assemble your own puzzle. In any case, I assure you, you are here, and it is for the right reason. So get comfortable and make sure you won't be disturbed for a while. Because this is a long journey, and one you've made in your dreams before, and it's going to give you exactly what you need. And if anything should occur that requires your attention, you will be up to the task and fully aware. But here we are, and you know why you've showed up here again. And again matters more than then, when this all began. And it's time to revisit the wild territory of your unconscious mind. And I want you to know you will be very safe, because your unconscious will protect you, and my voice will go with you. And no matter how far you go this time, and what things that you really forget to remember, that's okay too. It's all okay, since it's your set of dreams. And dreams that fade are still dreams. And in that stillness, there can be sanctity and a real purpose that's effortless, because trying has never worked for you. So let go of the need to try, to think you're in control. And there is no need to be less than you are. And each and every part of you can listen with wonder what will happen to you next. So stop trying to figure out the language, because it's all there for you, unconscious anyway. And as you sink down with a real sense of calm excitement, you can realize that there is a real sense of wonder of what's out there, where dreams are woven from subtle stuff. And I'm sure that you really know that the part of you that loves to be curious, like a child enjoying a special trip, perhaps on vacation, will benefit from the break with harsh reality and the need to be present, because life is a present, a royal gift. And whether your preference is a deserted late-night amusement park of the mind, or a therapist's couch, or a giant Ferris wheel on the bank of the River Thames, or that signpost up ahead, you have just entered. And you can hear, and hearing is, and so you go deeper. And let your unconscious run the performance, because it's entirely your show, and the show must go on. As we begin to approach our dark carnival, because you're never alone, even when you're alone. So watch the seventh wave, because your age is perfect to function in another age. So ask yourself inwardly as you sink deeper, yes, into a more profound trance, where chemistry becomes alchemy that creates a residue of memory, and whether you would rather journey over a high waterfall, between immense stone statues, or walk the cobbled streets of Whitechapel in another London rain. It's all yours, and it's all now, and it's all then, and it's all right to let go now. Go deep enough to change. And so the ride begins in earnest, and you find yourself in an old but comfortable train, in the first class compartment of the Reorient Express, and it's midnight, very late, and dark, and rainy, but you're very safe and comfortable, so comfortable. And in your hands is a letter, and it's an invitation from someone you know. And as the train journeys through the night and the dark, you just wonder how you got here, since you left at the right time. But this doesn't look like Kansas anymore, outside that window. There are mountains against the sky and the rain running down the window, and you open the letter and you read it again. My dear friend, I so long to see you again. Perhaps you don't recall the stage when we met, but I always think of you when I see the raven full sky, or remember our night walk to the pyramids under a clear desert star. But enough of old times, because you are needed, my friend. Your presence is requested at the castle. All is prepared for your arrival. A fire is burning in the hearth, and the laundry is blooming, and we are eagerly awaiting you. I've enclosed your train ticket, and my coach will meet you at the other end, so wait for its arrival. Stay close to the station, but not under any circumstances enter the waiting room. Wait outside, under the lamplight, for the coach. It's a remote area, and the coach might be late. And it's not safe to venture out alone in the night, in the dark. But never fear, you have been chosen for a reason, and you will succeed in your quest. I await your safe arrival. Signed M. P.S. Bring the book by William Ashbless. I should like to read it one last time. As you look round the compartment, you are vaguely aware of others, other travellers with their own destinations, their faces obscured by shadow. So you sink deeper into the rich purple upholstery, and you wait and wonder what book you're supposed to bring. And you get sleepy, so sleepy, and it's easy just to drift with the motion of the old luxury train. And you fall into a deep, deep sleep, so comfortable to sleep now, deeper and deeper. And you notice as you drift away in total safety and comfort on the night train, through the shadowy mountains, sleeping like a child in a very safe bed that rushes through the night, in the dark, in the rain, towards your positive and reasonably and perfectly designed and appropriate resolution of all you need. As you notice, it's still raining against the windows of the train, and the lighting is dim, and you're safe, and you're warm, and you're content as you sink deeper and deeper, wrapped in a warm blanket of comfort and relaxation. And as you sleep, you dream. You dream of small villages that the train passes through, and then they become infrequent, and the countryside bleak and deserted. And as you sleep, you wonder what could be this far out, and this far foreign, and this far old and sleepy. And you dream you have arrived, and you find yourself on a railway platform, a letter in your hand, and your baggage by your feet, and the ancient black train is stopped, and there's no turning back, and it's still raining. glistening on the iron of the steam engine, but you're still asleep and feel warm inside your perfect coat and hat. And you look back to the Trans-Siberian Express, and the train pulls away, continuing on its journey, and the silhouette of the conductor can be seen, staring, both arms raised, but he's only a cardboard cutout. And then the train is gone, and you're dreaming that the small station building with an overhanging roof is just there, and you walk towards it through shimmering puddles, and the sign says waiting room, and there is someone sitting inside in the night, in the dark, waiting. But you remember the warning and continue out to the road, and the rain and the loneliness, and the mystery continues, and the dream continues, because it always was a dream. And you're in the middle of nowhere, and now here with your baggage under the glow of a gas lamp. But you're warm and mostly dry, and fearless and prepared for anything. And it feels like you have gone back in time to the past, your past, to anything that could hold you back. And this dream has happened before. It's a dream that just happens, and there is nothing but the station behind you, and the darkness and the road, and those old bleak trees like hands reaching out from the ground, and all the time you have is coming from your future, and you're alone and sleeping and dreaming, and you wait and sleep standing right there. And you dream you look back at the waiting room, at the windows, and a white shape, and you clutch the letter tightly and draw strength from it. You have been chosen for a reason, and you will succeed in your quest. I await your safe arrival. As you wait under the glow of the streetlight, but don't look back at the station and the waiting room, wondering if on a winter's night a traveller, and now you hear it, the sound of a coach, and there are a pair of lights, one yellow, one white, and a gilt marker, and the sign of a double lantern, one for fog, one for travel by night, and it gets closer, and you become aware of the large spoke wheels that travel over the rough ground of the mind, and the driver seated on top, wrapped in a cloak, and a pair of black horses that stop under the gaslight. And the coach is a deep luxurious purple with a family crest on the door, twin ravens whose wing embrace a tower of a tall castle, and the driver steps down silently and puts your cases in the baggage compartment over the back wheels. And the door opens and you step into the coach, and it looks so familiar, the stuff of 100 stories, and it's dry inside, and there's bread and wine, but you're so tired, much too tired to eat and drink, but you just want to sleep. And the door closes behind you, and the coach departs, and you settle in to the dry interior and wrap yourself in a warm blanket of relaxation that you find there, and you decide to continue the dream and go even deeper and deeper asleep into the labyrinth of myth and meaning and self-discovery and being the traveller, the eternal passenger, forever passing through space and time and mind. And the dream continues because it's always a dream, and it's still raining, and it's washing away cares and concerns as you sleep and dream and look down and observe yourself in the coach under a cloudy night sky, and you travel onward, mile after mile, thought after thought, being observed by yourself from above. And as you sleep and dream, the images pass through your mind, swirling images. A fishing village with lobster traps, their nets drying in the sun. A massive Gothic cathedral devastated by fire. A man in a wheelchair stricken by polio. A lighthouse battered and pummeled with massive waves. A circus with grinning clowns in the animal cages. And a solitary woman in a white dress on a cliff, waving to a distant ship, and a tin saxophone, and cranes, and a pocket watch, and a bear's head carved from soap, and a monk fleeing from invaders, with parchments destined for Ireland, and a cartographer drawing sea monsters at the known limits of a map, and a man in the ocean beside a sinking space capsule as a helicopter lifts him to safety. A house in Japan with walls made of rice paper. A Russian tank radio in an underground garage. And you dream and you sleep deeply and see the huge outline of a giant drawn in chalk on an English hillside, hiding from the stress of her own guard. And you go even deeper, and the dream continues because it always was a dream, but never just a dream. And the rain is getting fainter now and turning to mist. And then, as you look out the window, there is a real fog beginning to swirl. The coach is going downhill into the fog, and you wonder how the driver can see that the coach has a gilt marker, the sign of a double lambda, one for fog and one for burial by night. And you're safe, and it's foggy and it's dark, but you're safe. And the coach ride continues, the road winding like a maze, down and down, and you doze on and on and on, with ghostly fingers of fog probing the windows. Yet there is a curiosity, a childlike wonder, as the fog thins out. You dream yet again, and you see a boy asleep on the top of a pole. He has goat legs, and he's wrapped in ivy, and you go still deeper, asleep. Now really enjoying the ride, down, down, deeper. There is a garlic flower, a raisin jelly, and a girl learning to tie knots, and happy skaters on a frozen lake pond. Footprints of an enormous hound, a hypnosis show in a theatre, and you see yourself in the audience watching yourself on stage in a trance until the show ends and the hypnotist hands you a book and a letter. And still the coach goes on into the depths of the valley with dark hills and crags, and you sleep on, and the coach descends, and you see a hermit on a hill cloaked in grey with a staff and a lantern, and a young boy in a school uniform practicing playing guitar. And the coach levels out on smooth ground, and you sleep and smell the salt air like the sea. And then there's a stranger smell, dried roses and a cedar box. And then faces come whirling in, faces from the past, your past, some young, some old, some very long time ago, all friendly faces with good intentions. And one of the faces is someone who cares about you, someone long gone, and with the expression is one of kindness and loving protection. And the faces fade and the fog fades, and you adjust your blanket and fall asleep again in the coziness of the coach. And you know the driver will take you to the castle where it all began so many years ago and centuries ago. in tribal dreams and tales of firelight long gone, and snowflakes begin to swirl around the coach windows, and your memories swirl with them as wolves howl in the distance, and you're safe and you're asleep now, really asleep now. You begin another dream yet again, and what a strange dream it is, because you dream that you're driving the purple coach against the snowy sky, and there is a circle of blue fire on the ground as you pass in the night, in the dark, and you're delivering a passenger of great importance, a passenger with a book and a letter and an invitation to a transformational experience, a passenger who must be protected and delivered at all cost. And the dream continues because it always was a dream, but never just a dream. And you pass a clock tower, and it's midnight, and there's an empty fountain and a lightning based church and a bonfire pit, long cold, where they danced and shouted, "We are not witches," in the dark age. And still sleeping, you drive the coach through swirling snowflakes, and your passenger sleeps peacefully, and yet your horses slow, and the snow stops, and the wind blows and howls, and the wind blows the clouds open, revealing a winter moon and a castle with a tower on an island on a lake of ice, and craggy mountains on all sides, and you rein in the horses and stop at the shore of the lake, and you continue your empowering dream and step down from the top of the coach, and the air is fresh and the sky is still dark, and as you look at your watch, it's midnight and the watch has stopped. It's always been stopped. And you walk back to the coach, to the luggage hatch, but it's open, and the passenger's baggage has gone forever, lost forever on the mountain pass, impossible to find now. And you open the door of the coach, and the traveller has gone, and the compartment is filled with overwhelming scent of dried roses and cedar and lavender, and there is a book laying on the seat, The 12 Hours of the Night. And you take the book, and the dream continues, because it was and always was a dream, but not just a dream. And as you walk to the shore of the frozen lake, and you see the moonlight shining on the surface of the ice, and you feel strong and ready, really ready, and you turn back, and of course the coach is gone, and you weigh your choices. You cannot take the road without the coach. You would never be safe. You must go on and accomplish your midnight task, and you will make it back eventually. And there is a path to your right that's slippery and cold, and it leads into the pine trees, and then seems to arc around the frozen lake, and it might head back to the castle. But in front is the short way straight to the island from which the castle rises. But how? How to get in? And the dream continues, because it always was a dream. And the moon isn't moving, and it's still midnight again, and the lake is frozen and slippery, and you choose your path and slip and slide, now getting colder, and it takes time, and time means forgetting all that is unimportant and remembering so long ago. And your fingers are getting cold now, and you go on, and it's further, much more further than you thought, much further and colder, although you're dressed for the cold. So onward you walk, crunching over the ice, and suddenly there's a door where it shouldn't be, a cellar door leading downward underneath the ice, and you open it and down you travel. Down for what seems like miles, passing torches set into the walls, where water drips from the ceiling and the images swirl, pale children wearing iron masks, distant bonfires on the dark hills, crows and jackdaws against a scorched landscape, a maiden's tears stored in a bottle of blue glass, ancient swords, the blades eaten by rust, bundles of healing herbs steeped in well water, an old woman teaching a blind girl to braid her own hair. You walk on, and the images fade, and you must have passed the second test. So you press on, and yet you still sleepwalk. The echo of footsteps behind you through the tunnel, which begins to rise up. The torch is spluttering now, burning out, and it's still midnight again. And you must hurry now, and the torches are gutter and fade, and there is a pale blue glowing light shining from above. And now there are steps rising steeply, so you climb and you hurry, all fear gone. And then you stop at a door, and the dream continues, because it always was a dream. And the therapeutic lights are bathing you now with a feeling of healing that permits and strengthens you, and you feel strong and fortified, and you know you will forget it all again, just like you always have. And strangely, it doesn't seem to matter, because you're asleep. And rising within you is a deep sense of excitement and exhilaration, knowing you have passed all 3 tests. And now your access is guaranteed, and this time you have experience from all your waking and sleeping dreams, and all you have learned, really learned. And there in front of you is a black door, and you remember it is the door, and it's all in here, all you need. And you open the door and you pass through, and as the door closes behind you, you see that the back of the door is white, and the dream continues, and it's always been a dream. And you're in an enormous circular hallway with an immense tower that rises high to a vaulted ceiling. Such workmanship. And far out of reach is a room in the dome of the roof, and the circular hall has 7 coloured doors, and the white door that leads back to the tunnel, the door that is black on the outside. And over all the walls, between the coloured doors, are dozens of exquisite paintings. A green lizard hiding amongst coloured flowers, a secret city on the dark side of the moon, golden hair cascading from the tower window, a sleeping giant on the shore of Lake Superior, a child riding a zebra through a tropical forest, a wedding ring clenched in the fist of a stone statue, a minstrel under a street lamp counting his few pennies, a rope ladder with a crane that disappears high into the clouds, a woman's hand holding a sword rising from the surface of a lake, an old seeing-eye dog waiting outside the diner at night, a purple coach with black horses and a driver whose face is a mirror, and you choose a coloured door, and when you touch the handle you fall asleep again, and you start to dream that you hear distant music, and as you float you are truly aware, and you know that the painted images are helping your intention install now. And so much flashes past you, but you are in another room now. One you didn't choose and perhaps didn't enter, but you are there now, chosen by them. And there are more swirling images as your quest and your transformation continues to resolution. And the paintings are in your mind now, all of them, and you pass effortlessly from room to room because the quest is over and the rewards are real and ready, and you're really ready to receive, and you rapidly pass through the rooms, small and large, and there is a library where a wise old librarian gives you a priceless scroll written by you, and you pass through the laboratory where a brilliant doctor gives you a strengthening medicine to drink, a panacea that can cure anything, and you enter the armory where a warrior gives you the weaponry, and you will be ready whenever the banging starts, and onward to a vast archive where the curator gives you a deep understanding of art and culture and beauty and meaning, and you continue to dream because it's all a dream, but not just a dream. And as you sleepwalk through the rooms, you walk on, forming a transformational trance, and hours pass in minutes, and everywhere is feeling of joy and exhilaration and invincibility, and every breath you take, your power seems to grow now, and you realize you're in a round hallway again, rising upwards, lifting effortlessly towards the ceiling where you float through an opening into a new life, because the tests are passed. And you enter a council chamber, and on a strange metal chair is a man, the wisest person you have ever met, and there are dozens and dozens of smiling seated people, and they admire you in the highest good, and their intention for you is only good, and there is a sense of celebration as the wizard declares, "These are days of victory." And you remember the wizard, and you have met him before, at other times, in other dreams, and you smile at each other, but you're different now, more complete, more integrated, more prepared, more wise, more healthy, more loving, more joyful, more powerful, more capable, more positive, more grateful, more self-reliant, more helpful, more honest, more calm, more cultured, more hypnotic, and you have all you need. And you're standing taller in this dream, and all stops as the wizard steps carefully down from his chair and gently bows. "I believe you have brought me a book," and he extends his hand to you, and you reach in your pocket, and as you hand him the book, a bell chimes somewhere, and the wizard's eyes twinkle as he says, "Here is your change," and he is holding 3 gold coins, which he hands to you, and you accept the change, and you feel amazed, and the people all stand and applaud, first softly and then more loudly and more exuberantly, and the wizard is clapping too and smiling and laughing, and it's time to go home, taking everything you have learned and earned and all you have begun to become back to the waking world. The wizard has a twinkle in his eye and he says, "Time for you to go home now, because there's no place like home. We'll meet again, my dear friend. So go all the way back on the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wide awake now.